I was teaching students. Now I do not have time to teach them anymore because I'm advising companies, and I'm following my bliss, if I may call it this way. So wherever it takes me, and it takes me interesting places, as you know. So my main passion is, well, first of all, you have to solve what is unsolvable, what seems unsolvable. And in our day and age, this seems to be, how do we avoid becoming those from which we want to escape, right? I mean, uh, like capture societies like the. I am part, and I'm a believer in the cypherpunk movement, in which, of course, we believe that cypherpunks write code. Yes, and I'm a computer science prof. I won many programming competitions since high school and so on. So, it's like, okay, code is law is code. We can have clear things and transparency and so on and so forth. Well, and then it all turned around. And instead of building that honest and beautiful society, it became all Ponzi-nomi. I mean, there, people tried to play the system, even that one, which we believed in. And in much the same manner, the platform lords, if I may call them this way, with the Facebook and so on and so forth. I mean, Douglas Rushkoff, yes, is a typical cypherpunk who is going against them, throwing rocks and the Google bus and so on and so forth. And yet the Google bus is flourishing. It's growing more and more. And Douglas keeps screaming. But so how do we keep our integrity in our day and age? That is a big thing, which seems to me, I don't want to call it unsurpassable, but I mean, the story of my life is like repeated experiences like this. And so we keep screaming, throwing rocks at the Google bus, but I do not know if there's a solution. That's mainly why I left academia as well, and why I'm using all my science, my expertise. I'm a PhD in robotics and automation, very technical, and specialty in distributed intelligence systems, which is called now like multi-agent systems. I've been co-pioneering that field decades ago, when nobody was talking about agents, and now everybody has discovered agent. Wow, how interesting!
Yes.
And yes, and of course, simulating societies and see how can we actually step off the Google bus. Maybe at least looking at those simulations. I do not know, Julia, if you are aware of Game B. I'm sure you are, right?
What, you mean
Game
Plan
B?
B? Is it called Plan B?
No,
that's
B.
that's the abortion pill. Sorry. Game B. Yes, I've heard people talk about it, but I also have only heard moneyed people talk about it. Like people with a lot of money, and it feels to me like it's like maybe a story that's being used for wealthy people to tell them things. I don't know.
No,
Maybe
I think you are totally off there.
Okay.
So Game B is, if you know Daniel Schmachtenberger. I mean, okay, wow, surprising, because I mean you are so aligned with Game B, and it is an attempt. It started like about 10 years ago. I was in upper 12 in the community, and it's a peer-based community. You can Google it. Everybody can Google it. It's also a group on Facebook and so on and so forth. But it is all about they call it the meta crisis, and how to overcome the meta crisis, and the crisis of governance, the crisis of course, which leads to climate and all the subsequent crises of the world. And it is definitely not something. It's nothing to do with people with big bucks.